Hi, Leos. This is your mid-October read on the evening of the full moon in Aries. It's not just a full moon, it's a full moon in a malefic ruled sign. And then that malefic uh, planet is in mutual reception over in Cancer, which causes a square. But then also Pluto is in the mix, creating a grand cardinal cross, which is rare. And then on top of it, there's also a grand trine between that Cancer with the Venus in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. And if that's not enough, we can throw in Jupiter as a sextile to the moon and Uranus as a semi-sextile to the moon, all talking to each other, all of them. Kind of everything besides Mercury and Saturn is having very strong conversation in the sky right now as I'm recording. So, what is bursting at the seams in your life? Let's find out. We're going to look at what situation do your guides want me to pass a note in gym and talk to you about? Ooh, the Two of Cups just peeked out and said hi. We'll look at love and money. But the first situation, let's look and see what not me tucking my charging cord behind the computer. Let's look and see what, you know, is topical for you and how we can work in our own self-development. And then we'll look at love and money and pull an oracle for you. It's an Aries full moon, so it's likely happening in your fifth. It could be happening in your sixth, just depending on if you're a Leo rising, and depending on what degree that rising sign is at. Let's see what the subject matter is. There's sometimes we're loyal to the wrong person, Leo. I don't have to tell you that. You know that from experience. Nine of Cups. Who's giving you passive aggressive comments to keep you from your Nine of Cups? Because that's what I'm getting. The real question is not who's giving you comments, because if we look hard enough, we can always find somebody trying to take us down a notch or not allow us to feel good about ourselves. So why is it affecting you? Because you're so close. I feel like there's something deeper there because you're a Leo. You always got somebody talking shit. It's like that's a thing. What else is going on here? Why is there? Okay. I'm going to tell you that you're healing from something and it feels like a big healing. It was brought on by a past relationship. You're not healing. The big thing isn't healing the past relationship because, you know, whoever you got over first, let me explain myself. There was probably somebody in your life you thought, I can't live without this person. This person would never betray me, right? This is the love of my life. And maybe they turned out not to be. And I just want to say with my full chest, 10 toes down, there was somebody that you thought you'd never get over that you got over. So you'll always get over whoever you need to get over. So we're not worried about that. You're not healing from the relationship didn't devastate you. Something that was brought up to the surface by the relationship, by that person, that's what you're healing from. And I don't think it devastated you so much as brought awareness to something that maybe you just needed awareness to, right? So that you can heal it. I hate to be trite and I hate to be I guess, predictable or corny. I don't know. But what I will say is that this person might have either been doing stuff behind your back or lying about a certain part of them. It might not even have been like a cheating situation so much as like they talked themselves up to be something that they weren't, you know? And like, so then they're hiding something. They want to, and the word front is coming, which is a word that I would use in normal and do use in my normal vernacular. But like they misunderstood you. I almost feel like I don't need cards for this reading, and this tend to be like the craziest. Um, they misunderstood you. They wanted to see your confidence as inauthenticity. That's not what you're going to get with a Leo. Um, so they maybe heard things about Leos. There's so much garbage on the internet about generalizations that are wrong, that are sign shaming, that I hate. But they may have thought that you were either inauthentic or full of yourself, or that there were smoke and mirrors somewhere, and there wasn't. So when they realized that you weren't running and hiding from anything, all of a sudden they became very aware that it was going to be harder to hide from you and that you would care. I think they thought that they were gonna get behind the nitty-gritty of who you were and find, like, the flaw that they could exploit so that they could be their kind of crappy selves without any retribution, without feeling like you were having to dial things down to be with them, right? So, if you were secretly a little, like, not who you were saying who you were, it was gonna make it okay for them to also not be exactly who they said they were. Eventually, it would all be okay because we both realized that we were both kind of pretending in the beginning. I don't think that they got that with you. Surprise, surprise. You're exactly who the fuck you said you were. Uh, The minute they realized this, there might have been like backhanded compliments and things to try to like undermine your confidence. This, for some reason, is affecting you now. I kind of feel like this relationship isn't over just a day. I kind of feel like this relationship, while significant, it is not freshly ended. Maybe for a few of you it is. I just think it's in your past. Okay. So this isn't your love reading. This is about you. Oh, what is how can we get around this? How can we drown out those noises? Yeah, I think you're pretty good at drowning out the noises, but it helps to feel seen and acknowledged, which is really all you want. You don't need to be like worshipped and put on a pedestal. You just want to be acknowledged and seen and understood. Big misconception, Leo. Um, let's see what else. Let's just see what else comes up here. Okay, we have a Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is about you, not about another person. There is a situation here that has to do with your life, with you moving forward, with your own growth, where maybe you've been moving a little slow. You're moving a little slow, and that's you're you're treading lightly because there's a little bit of trust that's been broken, possibly a little bit of confidence. I have this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which means it's probably going to release soon. You're probably going to not want to move as slow, especially after this full moon. You're going to get news, Leo. You're going to get news that's going to help you feel acknowledged. I'm gonna use the word vindicated. Not that you're a revenge centered person, or that's not like how your life unsticks and moves. Feel like there's a third party here, and the third party isn't like in a cheating sense, but the third party is somebody else who's been like has a little envy towards you, or just for whatever their own personal reasons were, took the garbage that this other person was saying and amplified it. I don't think they would like I don't think they would like fuck with this other person that was like backhanding you, backhanded compliments towards you. I don't even think that they would like be friends in real life or date that person in a million years or anything else. But I think that they saw them as a way to amplify their own fake grievances. Oh my God. Okay. What is going on with this reading? How do you grow from this? How do you, that person's going to get found out. You're going to get a piece of information to find out that they spoke, and like somebody's going to text you something or email you something, or you're going to get something off social media. There's might be a butt dial. Okay. When this happens, that's going to be the full moon release. That's going to be the full moon release. This puts you back on your path without feeling wary. They're showing me like almost like, when you come around a corner, maybe like walking around at night or whatever, you're coming around a bush and you kind of take that corner slowly because you don't know what's on the other side, or a hedge, I should say, and you don't know what's on the other side. They're literally showing me in the salon I used to work. We used to walk. It was a historic town, a nice town, but doesn't matter, right? In between these old buildings, there were alleyways because it was a historic, like Victorian town. And so at night, because we weren't going to pay for parking all day, we parked in the parking lot that I had. And there was a part of the building you had to walk past that I would always take the front and walk past. Like, don't worry about somebody there waiting, because there was like a corner where somebody could have been hiding, and it just spooked everybody. Even though there was like a light, it just spooked somebody. There are bars down the road and whatever else. And I used to say, don't worry about us. You worry about somebody there, because I will snatch their little eye out without a second. Like, my survival instinct is strong. I feel like there's like a corner you've been trepidatious about going around, like a final step to something that you've been waiting on because the confidence hasn't been there. And once you release, once you get confirmation that people were just kind of making up stuff to make themselves feel better about their own crappiness, um, you're you're going to be that survival. You're going to be like, go ahead, let them come out of corners, let them say stuff. Like, it shouldn't bother you because you're not immune to shit talking. You're not immune to envy. You're not immune to any of that. And you're not your first time at the rodeo, Leo. It's not. I know it's not. But for some reason this had an effect on you, but it's not gonna anymore. Like, I feel like I said, like, I feel I'm more worried about the person who tries it one more time. Big Steppa. That's a song I'm hearing in my head right now. There's about to be a ton of release, and whatever feels like it's holding you back, like anxiety or some, like even my chest is getting like reddish, like a rash. Um, feeling what you've been feeling, Leos. Fifth house placements. You've been spending too much time thinking about what these other people are saying about you or thinking about you even, because this person kind of gave you PTSD about it. But that's about to end for you. Yeah. You get to go back to being the Queen of Wands that you are. Might take a little time, might take a little past November, but watch. I mean, if you all haven't been watching on the world stage about truth getting dropped and things that were hidden for a long time, I started saying it back in spring on my platform that the Neptune at 29 degrees and then in retrograde, along with a lot of the other planets, we're just going to see truth. We have the nodes in Libra, which is justice. Um, and even like the eclipses, um, there's going to be follow up. There is going to be follow up. The nodes are going to move into Pisces and Virgo, and Virgo is going to make sure that every single detail that needs to be on the table will be on the table. Let's take a different deck for love because I don't want to use those cards. And I do want your guides to have all of their words. Oh, there are the cards I was looking at. Let's pull for love. For love relationships. Okay, we have somebody having an ego death around you. Could be you, could be somebody else. And there's Six of Swords. There's moving on to better situations. We have justice. You're either in a relationship where your partner or you needed an ego death and it's going to move to smoother waters. There's going to be an apology, an acknowledgement with an apology, which is really nice. Yeah. Okay, listen. Fate came out, it came out sideways. I don't ever mind when that's 10, that's the wheel, right? The wheel of fortune. I don't ever mind when the world card or the wheel of fortune are sideways or even upside down because it's the wheel you turn. You're going to have a choice whether to mm, turn the wheel and keep going in this relationship or take a step back. I don't feel an ending for everybody, but I feel for some people there'll be a step back. And with that step back, you're going to watch actions and not words and not gestures, not gifts that just keep getting very loud. How do we see this ending up for what about somebody who's not? Okay, first things first, Susan. Gemini, Mercury, blah, blah, blah. This is going to have a resolve that is good for you, where you're not going to be spending your loyalty on people who aren't worth it. So this person's either going to step up and be worth it, or you're going to step out. Let's do a small love reading for people not yet in a relationship. There's somebody wanting to offer you something, not the whole package. I think that's okay with you, Leos. Um, but I gotta tell you, they might be attached to an ex that they think they're done with. They honestly, earnestly think that they're done with, and I don't know that they're done with them yet. There's a little lingering there. I also think Scorpio season's just going to be better for you, Leos, which I know is around the corner. But yeah, there's something else that I don't, for my single Leos, there's something else I don't think you're aware of. There's someone else I don't think you're aware of that actually has a good start. I hate to say this. It's probably a friend or a coworker that you're either haven't made that friendship yet or you're kind of unaware of them. Um, but it's a good match for you and it's going to start slow, but this has a lot of potential. Pull a few for work money. Work money, Leo. Okay. Wow. So Aries got the same, Eight of Pentacles. So work is either busy or there's opportunities going smoothly. It could be like your escape, your happy place right now. We got a Ten of Cups. It's a happy ending with work. If it's going smoothly, you don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop. And I know I just got done saying there may be a workmate for some of you. Just saying. Work can be the happy place if you want it to be right now. It also can be very productive, something you may be able to like reap your rewards on later. Mars is going to go into retrograde when it hits 6 degrees of Leo. That's going to be December. When that happens, uh, there'll be a chance for Leos, especially to reapply to jobs or apply to just rethink, restructure their actions and their work environment. So that's very interesting. Now I'm really can't skip ahead to December, but I almost wanna. All right, let's pull an oracle. Do which ones do I want for you? I'm gonna take this for Leo. The Healing Yourself deck, which I love. That wasn't the one. Family and tribe. You know, I have to tell you, when I was meditating before I was doing Leo's reading, all I kept going getting was, who are you? Maybe who's sounds so transactional, and that's not how I mean it. But like, where are you putting loyalty that it's no longer in your highest good? Let's put it that way. Just something to look for in this full moon. I think it's going to be a busy news full moon. Um, there's always comfort in your astrologer. We kind of know things ahead of time. I haven't been saying a lot about this full moon because it's a doozy, and I don't believe in fear mongering, but I think it's going to be eventful on the world stage. It could be an excellent one for you. One of the reasons that I bonded with Lori Rivers and loved her right away, or let me just say, one of the reasons I loved her right away, and then I luckily got to know her, was because she would always separate. I never fear monger. You could have it could look like a crazy full moon and you can still have a great day on a personal level and it could just be going shit sideways on the collective level. So don't take that on. Anxiety is never going to help any situation, whether the world is a dumpster fire or not. And I know that's easier said than done, but I'm here if you ever need like anti-anxiety redirects. It's one of the things that I do. And because everything's been a little crazy, I'm still running. I'm going to run my sale until the end of October. Put a graphic there. I love you now. You love you, Leo. See you soon.